Hi guys, this is Money Mike. Today we are going to talk about one of the best opportunity for a high growth stock. This video is about stock that is under the radar. It's also an indirect play for 5G. It is part of the fastest growing industry, and just recently this stock announced a huge news that will be game changing in its own industry. I'm talking about the stock with the ticker HUYA, and you definitely want to watch this video if you are also interested in the ticker DOYU. Those are the leading streaming platforms most used for gaming, similar to Twitch, which was acquired by Amazon in 2014. They are Chinese stocks trading under the US market, so you might consider it as a speculative investment, but at the same time the potential these stocks have, it's just incredible. Wait till the end of the video, trust me, this one really is worth it. Why do I think that HUYA is under the radar? When the stock market sank in March, every stock got hammered, but the IT industry, stocks like Google, Amazon and Microsoft, they pretty much recovered in April. Was there any IT industry stock that has been left behind? Yes, and that would be HUYA stock and maybe a few others. But this stock stayed in the March lows for another 3 months until people started to realize this might actually be an interesting stock to buy in pandemic. This is where I thought, wait, why is no one talking about this? And I bought this stock on the 1st of June. And just a few days later, I was regretting that I didn't buy more, because this stock went to the sky. 78% gain in just 3 months. Here is my secret reason why I just love this stock. Well, it's not going to be a secret if I'm telling you, but let it be between us. I work in marketing, and what happened the other day is that I got an email where was an industry research that was actually projecting and introducing the gaming industry numbers. I actually don't know if this, what I'm going to show you, is a public data or not. Probably not, but here is what it was. This document is called Gaming Demystified. It's simply a promo of gaming advertising for companies. In this document is compared gaming industry to other industries. They compare gaming industry to a film. Gamers are predicted to actually spend 152 billion in 2019. By comparison, the global film industry revenue in 2018 was 136 billions. Gaming industry is bigger than film industry. This was before the Netflix. But then there is a nice comparison, esports to a classic sports. I would actually not be surprised if gaming is on the first place right now. In 2019, there was a prize pool for winning a game in esports for $34 million. Esports start to rank with individual games on the third place with the highest prize pools, just behind the Champions League and Formula 1. And there is one thing I want to point out. One US study shows that average age of esport viewer was 31 years old, and 61% fell into the 25 to 34 age range, which is actually a demographic viewed as a difficult to reach with the traditional marketing. Their average annual household income was $64,000. As simply as I can say it, the gamer kids grown up into the adults. And now they keep playing and watching games. It is like a TikTok, it was all cute, all these kids playing around, until they actually started to make so much money that it got attention of the adults. Let's look at HUYA earnings and revenue. Let me just say, what you will see right now is just absolutely stunning. This company was doubling their revenue from year 2016. Every year, 100% revenue growth. If this is not a high growth stock, then I don't know what is. And I've seen some crazy returns. I own Tesla and I have more than 300% returns on this investment, but even Tesla was not able to grow 100% every year with the revenue. If that is not enough, HUYA report 170% increase in profits for Q1 of 2020. It's getting ridiculous, and now that makes you think this company is growing so fast that they have to take some big losses during that, and you would be wrong. This company made last quarter 2.5 billion and made a 500 million gross profit. If you look at the estimates, you will see that they've been beaten almost every single one by a significant portion. You probably think, how they make so much money. Their platform, it looks almost like fake, but it's not. Their platform is a bit different than what you can see anywhere in the US. HUYA is utilizing users that are contributing to streamers by sending paid virtual gifts. This is making a 95% of their revenue. Guys, I only ask you, if you like what you hear so far, please subscribe to my channel and hit the notifications, because I will do more videos like that and you won't miss it in the future with these settings. The next thing that I want to talk about is when Amazon bought Twitch, which is a competitor of HUYA. If you would look at the valuation when Amazon bought Twitch in 2014 for $1 billion, Twitch had that time of 45 million unique viewers in a month. If we compare that to actual HUYA valuation, right now this company is worth close to 5 billions with 150 million in average monthly active users. You can also count in that we are talking about China, one of the biggest gaming markets. They are so much into the gaming that the Chinese government had to actually regulate the Chinese addiction to gaming. It's just unreal. I want to talk about why HUYA is indirect 5G stock investment. 5G is basically better network that equals faster internet, and 5G will have greater bandwidth, giving higher download speed, eventually up to 10 gigabytes per second. It's a movie, in 1 second. You've probably heard about all type of 5G stocks, but my favorite thing to look at the 5G is with the indirect companies that will benefit from 5G. And the best on my mind is the video platforms. I actually think that Google via YouTube will be benefiting from 5G a lot. Also HUYA, it is a streaming platform and people will just stream and watch more with the faster internet, especially with the mobile. Earlier in this video, I was talking about a big news that is happening with this stock. So what is this news? HUYA, the leader of the streaming industry, entered into merger agreement with DOYU, as well the leader of the streaming industry. This merger currently is in the process and it is most probably going to proceed. They're going to create, in my opinion, one of the biggest online monopoly after Amazon and Google. When I bought shares of HUYA in June, I looked at the DOYU platform and I was just surprised how similar the platform looked like compared to HUYA. If you consider that the major shareholder of those both companies, HUYA and DOYU, is Tencent, not that many people were actually surprised with this merger. And I got the feeling that it was actually planned a long time ago and we were just informed right now as investors. DOYU and HUYA doesn't have just a similar looking website, they also have a similar growth rate, they have the similar margins and overall business model. And this stock is going to be hype when I tell you that the fund ARK Investment has been continuously buying DOYU and HUYA company. So actually ARK Investment, the early investor of Tesla, is investing in the stock. So it is somewhat proof by them. Let's talk about what are the HUYA main threat. One of the reasons why I love HUYA stock is because I don't really think there is much of a risk. Obviously, it is a stock market, you never know what's going to happen and you should always do your own research. What I like about this company is that it is completely online business, so you don't actually have to care about some pandemic going on. In fact, this is the type of a business that is blossoming at this time. So that keeps me wondering, what are the other risks? You can take a look at the stocks like Facebook, and they are also completely online, but their biggest Facebook risks are in politics and actually in the companies that start to consider spending their budget, their marketing budgets somewhere else. And what about HUYA? Well, they're not political at all. Companies actually start to think to advertise these days on these new platforms that are cheap right now, at least compared to Facebook and other platforms. And what about competition? They are just about to merge with DOYU, and that will create a huge monopoly, in my opinion, in Chinese, if not other markets. The obvious risk, the elephant in the room, is that it is a Chinese company and they don't have that good relationship with the US. Besides that, there's just not that many. So what to actually do right now with the stock? So the main reason why I'm actually doing this video is because before I thought that this stock is just way too high in price and I'm not going to buy more shares because I like to buy undervalued stocks. And this stock actually started to fall back close to its $20 price range, and that got my attention again. Especially with this new merger, they are going to have a lot of volatility and probably many opportunities to buy in for a very low price with the stock. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be watching the stock very carefully, especially around $20. And I would love to make this stock, even 20% of my high growth portfolio, because I really believe that they have a huge potential and very low risks. So my final thoughts, as far as the future for this stock, I believe that this is eventually going to be a dividend company. If I want to stay realistic, this company is probably not going to invent anything game changing. I think the biggest potential with this stock is the growth and the profitability. Once the growth period is going to be over, I think the only reason why to hold this stock would be to actually get the dividends. So I do expect this company to be a dividend company in the future, which would be a positive sign for me. And this is really just a really rare opportunity to buy a potentially dividend company in such an early stage. I mean, how often you can buy a dividend company that can 2x or 3x in upcoming year? But that is of course only my opinion, and they are not paying dividend yet. Guys, these are some of my thoughts. I am not a financial advisor, so always make your own decision. Also, let me know what you think about this stock, and I would really like to hear your opinion down in the comments. I appreciate your time. Don't forget to subscribe, and see you guys next time.